Good morning, students. I hope all of you are well. So, this is our first class after summer vacation. So, in our previous classes, we have already discussed some asexual mode of reproduction in plants. Today, we'll discuss the vegetative mode of reproduction in plants. Vegetative propagation means when a new plant will grow from the parent plant by the means of root, stem, and the leaves. So, let's see. In some plants, like in case of sweet potato, the new plant will grow by the means of the root, and that root is known as tuberous root. Okay, so the root is quite swollen in structure. Why? Because they store food. Some bud will grow at the point of the this tuberous root. When they grow in size and detach from the parent plant, they form or they grow as a separate plant or as a new plant. So this is we can see in case of sweet potato. So this is by root. Now next is by stem. So by stem also the vegetative propagation will occur. Two type of stems are there. One is the underground stem and another is the subaerial stem. So subaerial stem we can see as it grows just above the soil. This we can see in case of strawberry plant. As you can see in this diagram 2.4, one new shoot is coming from at the base of the parent plant body, and that new shoot they are having the nodes and internodes from where the shoot or the leaves will come out, and they are also having the roots. So when this small plantlet grow in size and when the favorable condition come, they detach from the plant body and act as a new plant. So this we can see the subaerial stem we can see in case of strawberry plant. Next, in the underground stem, all of you have seen that potato, onion, rasun and all. So these are ginger. So these are different type of underground stem. So let's see. First is the corn we can see in case of gladiolus, means in the lasun. Okay, so these are also some rounded fleshy structure which become clustered, and at the base of this structure some very small roots will come out. Okay, so and they are also having the buds. So during the growing season, some of these buds grow into the daughter corm. Next is the rhizome. Rhizome, that is also a swollen spherical structure, and generally we can see this in case of ginger. Next is onion. Onion though we generally eat obviously. So they form the bulb, some fleshy petal like structure as you can see in this diagram. Okay, so this is known as bulb. This is also these are the fleshy leaves which attached with one another. They also store food, and the bulb contain two part. One is the axillary bud and another is the apical bud. So from the apical part the leaves will come out, and from the axillary bulb it produces the shoot system. So we can see the bulb in case of onion. Next is the tuber. So I think all of you have seen some eye like structure, some eye like structure in potatoes. So tuber we can see in case of potato. Obviously it is a swollen structure. It is an underground stem. It stores food. Okay, and on the surface of this on the surface of it, or on the surface of the potato, we can see some nodes which is known as the eyes of the potato. So these eyes bear the bud from where the nodes and internodes will come out and it grow as a new plant. Next is vegetative propagation by leaves. This already you have read in class 6, that is Bryophyllum and Begonia. So in this particular plants, from the margin of the leaves, as you can see in the diagram, new plantlet will grow. Okay, so when favorable condition come, they detach from the margin of the parent leaf and they will grow as a single daughter plant. So all these are the natural means of vegetative propagation. Next is the artificial vegetative propagation. Artificial vegetative propagation means cutting, layering, grafting, all this which is man-made or artificial. So cutting means generally we can see in case of rose plant. Okay, so it involves a cutting of a particular part of the stem, and if we will place it in the suitable soil, it will grow in size. It will there is the growth of the root, shoot and the leaves, and obviously the flower will come after some days. Next is the layering. Layering means, as you can see in the diagram, in case of jasmine plant, the lower part of the lower branch of the plant is bent down, as you can see in this diagram, and it covers with the soil. Okay, but the upper part of the branch is left, okay, above the soil, right? So when the new roots will come, will come in the soil, the branch will cut off from the parent plant body and it grows independently. And next is the grafting. Grafting is quite interesting because in cutting and layering only that same plant we need, but in grafting we need two plants. Okay, why? Because there is the insertion or the attachment of stem of one plant to the lower part of the another rooted plant. As if you will see this diagram, you will understood, one rooted plant is there and another stem we have to attach or we have to insert with that rooted plant. Okay, so when both of the plant tied together, so in such a way so that they can join together and grow as one single plant. Now obviously there are some advantages and disadvantages are also there for in case of vegetative propagation. Advantages are that it is very rapid, it is very easy, and it is also a cheaper method of means preparing the plant. Okay, next is the desirable characters of the plant can preserve by this vegetative propagation. The same character which is present in the parent body, that will transmit in the offspring also. The flowers which are produced is of super quality. And disadvantages that if some unknown characters, we can't eliminate the unknown character, as it is a asexual mode of reproduction. That same character will transmit from parent to the plant body. If the parent plant is diseased, that same disease will transmit in the offspring also. And in vegetative part, like in root or in stem or sometime in leaves, it cannot be stored for a long time. Means we can't store the root, stem and leaves for a long time, as there will be some fungal infection or some problem is that easily attacked by the fungi and the bacteria. Okay, so this is the artificial mode of vegetative propagation. Another part is there, that is the tissue culture. That means it is a laboratory method. So what will happen in this process? If you will see this tissue culture cycle or the schematic diagram properly, what we need? First we need a well growing plant. Okay, after that we have to isolate the tissue from the plant body. Okay, so the isolated tissue is known as the explant. Okay, so in the laboratory, how we will grow the plant? So what we need? That we need a particular nutrient medium. Why? To grow the tissue properly, so that we can get a new daughter plant. So as you can see in this diagram, in a test tube there is a proper nutrient medium is given, and the tissue which is isolated from the parent plant body, that is also given. So after some time, as you can see in the next stage, there is a repeated cell division and the tissue has grown. Means the tissue is growing in size, and in the fourth stage the very small the plantlet will form, and when if the favorable condition will come, then we'll plant that and from there again new plant will form. It will grow in size and it has a better quality also. So that is tissue culture, and obviously it is a laboratory method. Next is the asexual reproduction in other organisms. Plants we have seen. Now let's see in case of other organism how this asexual reproduction will occur. So first is budding. Budding we can see in case of hydra. As you will see this diagram, budding we can see in case of hydra. Hydra is an aquatic organism. Okay, it reproduces by budding. Obviously it is an asexual mode of reproduction. So as you can see in this diagram, one bud like structure is growing at the particular part of the hydra body. When this bud will grow in size and it will make the cell division, after some time, after some time, it means continue to grow, and eventually it separates from the parent body. As you can see in number C, it separated from the parent body, and it is growing as a new individual. So this budding we can see in case of hydra, and that is asexual mode of reproduction in hydra. Next, yeast. That is also showing budding, but yeast is a unicellular organism, means single cellular organism. It is a single cellular fungus. So first you can see that is a outgrowth in the form of bud which appear in the emerging bud which appear in the parent body. Now the nucleus will divide, and the nucleus surrounded by the cytoplasm, and when the cell division will occur properly, so from the parent body the bud will grow in size and it acts as a new yeast. Okay, so budding we can see in case of yeast and in hydra. Okay, next is the binary fission. Binary means two, that means one cell will divide into two daughter cell. One cell will divide into two daughter cell. So this binary fission we can see in case of bacteria. Sometime in case of amoeba also we can see this binary fission. As you can see in this diagram, it is a bacterial cell. It is having its nuclear material. Okay, after in the second stage you will see the cell is duplicating, and the nucleus is also, means they are dividing. Okay, after that there is division of cytoplasm, and nucleus is 2 in number as the new cell is forming. So at the last you can see that is one from the parent cell, one new daughter cell is forming. So that is the binary fission. One cell will divide into two cells. Okay, next is multiple fission. Multiple fission, that means from one cell many cell will form. Multiple means many. So as I have told that amoeba sometimes showing the binary fission, but they sometimes showing multiple fission also. Okay, multiple fission means at first the cell develop means at first within the cell there is development of a cyst. Okay, outer covering has developed which is known as the cyst, and within the cyst the parent nucleus, okay, means the nucleus of the parent cell, they will divide not for the single time, they will divide repeatedly, so that from one nucleus many nucleus will form. Suppose means from one nucleus 10 nucleus will form. That means each nucleus will surrounded by the cytoplasm, and each means that cell will act as a new amoeba cell. That is the multiple fission. That means from one single cell many new daughter cell will form. Okay, so one is binary fission and one is multiple fission. Okay, so I hope all of you have understood. Thank you.